Hi guys, my name is Conrad Alagaban, and on behalf of Aina TV, I'm representing the Viceroy Entrepreneur Center, and we're getting to interview today Purvi Parakh. Purvi is a beautiful model from here in Dallas, Texas. She's one of the fastest growing models in the industry for the Indian community here in the local region, and she's represented 50 brands across the US and internationally. So we're excited to have you here today, Purvi.
Thank you, Conrad. I'm excited to be here. Hello, Aina TV. Very pleased to meet you all.
Awesome. Let's get started with this interview. What we're going to be discussing today is about confidence. Confidence in yourself as a person, and then how Purvi has transitioned that confidence into her modeling career. Can you tell us a little bit about where you started off at the beginning and how you came to modeling?
Absolutely. My background is in marketing. I have an MBA in marketing and over 12 years of corporate experience. I moved from corporate America to health, wellness, spirituality, finding my inner self, moving into that scope. And then from there, I found my passion as being modeling by just trying out different things. And ever since then, I've been really pursuing modeling, especially the last year. I've represented, as you said, over 50 brands, international brands, been published in several publications, and represented the Indian audience as well as the American audience.
That's amazing. What I love about the people that we have on our shows is their entrepreneurial spirit. And Purvi represents that to a T. Where do you get your proactive mentality for doing what you want to do in life and doing it with your passion?
Absolutely. The proactive mentality is really purpose-driven. You know, if you understand what you're contributing, what is your greater purpose, what is your talent, I believe that if you follow the path, the universe supports you in that.
I find that true to be the law of attraction, right?
Absolutely.
Whenever you're going and thinking about what you want to see happen, but instead of thinking about the negative side effects that could possibly be challenging you in your steps, actually thinking about what can really happen that would be positive instead, and then telling your friends and family members and just asking for it to happen.
Absolutely. It's so possible to manifest whatever you want in life. For example, I started modeling in my late 30s. I am from India. It's not a very well recognized or encouraged field. Modeling is not, and most people do not start close to their 40s and actually become successful at it.
Right.
It's not very supported, and that all comes from inner passion. It comes from hard work. It comes from a belief within yourself that it is possible, and it translates to the topic we're talking about today, confidence. Absolute confidence in creating your own reality and manifesting what you want in life, and not saying it's not possible, I don't belong there, I'm too old. None of those excuses in your head of it can't happen, it has to happen.
What were some of the challenges, Purvi, that you had along the way that really tested your confidence, and what were some of the things that you did to overcome those?
I really believe unless you're ready to be able to not be liked and to be able to accept criticism, you're not ready for success. So I think the biggest challenge I've had is, a lot of connotations, comments. Really, you want to do modeling? Aren't you too old? Isn't that for more attractive people? Isn't that for taller people? Aren't you a little overweight? Do you really see yourself doing that? You're married, don't you want to have kids? Isn't that your future path? You have a degree, why do you want to do modeling? It doesn't pay anything. All of these things, you really have to be a supermodel. So all of these connotations that people kind of throw in your way.
Yeah.
And the no can do attitude, and really why so now? Why didn't you do that in your 20s, etc.
Rejection is something that you're going to have to overcome, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, I've received private messages, threats and comments and things of that sort, and some sort of criticisms here and there you can tell in people's comments when they say, oh, you do modeling, and they kind of take it as a joke, or that's easy, that's simple, it can't be that hard, you're just smiling in front of a camera. But modeling is actually it looks glamorous on the outside, but it's actually quite a lot of work. and it involves a lot of skill to be successful at it. So
Absolutely. And I think if you are wanting to get into the modeling field, you should be prepared for the rejection. If you heard from Purvi, that was a long list of just a few things that she's heard in her career. So if you're going to be going out to do something that you want to do with passion, like modeling, for example, you have to be able to face the rejection that's going to come. And you have to understand that not everyone is going to like you. If 5 people that you know are not happy, your friends, your family members, are not happy with you all the time, how can 20,000 people, 30,000 people who are viewing you on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or any of these social media platforms, you cannot be liked by everybody all the time at any given point. So this is some of the things that you have to transition into your mindset as you're becoming a model. And so for your confidence, what did you start doing to let yourself not be held back by what people are saying?
Well, the first thing I told myself is these messages are about them. They're not about me. This is about their story, their background, their beliefs, their reality. I don't have to take this on as being about me. I can listen to them. I can think about it, but I don't have to necessarily believe or live by it.
Right.
So that's the first thing. And then the second thing, I just have to trust my intuition. I have to trust where my direction in life is heading, where my internal compass is guiding me, and really follow that path of what's true for me, because I'm living my life in the end for myself.
That is beautiful. And as a model myself, I'm going through and trying to figure out who am I representing and how to get people interested in me and what I'm doing. What are some of the steps that you have taken? You're not agency signed, but yet you have represented over 50 brands. What are some of the steps you've taken to actually get yourself in front of people and to have a very good schedule in terms of being able to shoot so many times?
Sure. So some of the things that I've done are actually work very well with people.
Okay.
I've been very professional. I've showed up on time. I've worked hard in what I've done. I've shown a lot of passion. I've done a lot of follow-up in my shoots, and the most important thing, I've built contacts and relationships. Relationships that I pursue, that I nurture, that I continue getting to know them better. But more importantly, I think out of those relationships, I've also helped people. You know, I'm at a point now where people approach me and saying, could you help me? I'm aspiring to be a model. What have you done right? What can I do? How can I reach out? How did you accomplish this? How did you get shoots? You know, what can I do? So that is a proud moment for me. I'm thinking, wow, they're approaching me as kind of a mentor in this field. So that really makes me feel like I've done something right. But really, it's about that, and it's also about positioning and intellectual and skill and understanding the industry, understanding where things are heading. For instance, just in the Indian culture right now. I mean, we recently had Miss Universe or Miss USA. She was the first Indian face in modeling and to represent the US beauty a few years ago. Just recently, we have Priyanka Chopra on the cover of Elle magazine as the lead star of Quantico. All over Times Square, her poster is blasted. So I think recently there is a great appreciation for international beauty, especially Indian beauty. I think it's widely being embraced. I think this is a strong time with our population being more Hispanic and just the multi-global, multinational, multicultural aspect growing in this country. I think that just the ethnic beauty is more embraced. You'd be amazed at how many photographers actually approach me saying, Caucasian photographers saying they would like to do a shoot with me in Indian clothes.
Wow.
And there's such a fascination behind henna, behind the bridal clothing, behind the jewelry, behind the poses, behind Bollywood in general.
Good.
So they're
very, very good.
Very struck by that. So what the point is to embrace your own diversity. Don't let it set you back. It's actually your strongest suite, because every other model can't offer that to them. The everyday blonde hair, blue-eyed, a lot of people have seen what kind of modeling that offers, but they're very, very intrigued by the ethnic beauty of, you know, the different clothes and the makeup and the jewelry and the colors. So embrace that to see how that it can benefit you and share that with others.
That's amazing. I think what we're seeing today is beauty is being defined by the person. And you, as your own person, how do you define your own beauty? What is it that you do to make yourself feel as if you are beautiful. And if you don't, one thing's important for you to take into consideration. No one is perfect. For example, the fact that Purvi, at such an late stage in life, being able to jump into modeling, where most people are thinking about, hey, asking, aren't you supposed to have a family right now? Well, she could, and she could still be a model. It does not matter. What matters is when you decide for yourself what you're going to do with your passion. And if your passion is going to be modeling, this is a great time, anytime, whether you're 5 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, it doesn't matter. When you decide it's time for you, that's the right time. Is that true?
Absolutely. And you know, things in life sync up at the right time. In my 20s, I was pursuing my MBA, my degrees, my corporate path.
Right.
And I didn't even think about modeling. Never thought about being in that field. It wasn't until I lost 30 pounds, late in my 30s. It wasn't until I got into health and spirituality. It's when my ego allowed me to move into that direction. It's when I built the ego strength. And when I built the personal interest, and when I explored a different path of creativity and femininity for within myself, and being more into my body, and being more into what moves me and what aspect I can show myself through, how I can express myself. That's when I discovered the art of modeling. And once I discovered it, I said, why not treat this as a challenge? Treat this as a path of exploration. Embrace new frontiers through this and see what it leads to. It's something you can try out. And really, that's just led to more and more. So if you're open, and if you're willing to try, and if you believe that it's possible, and if you believe that you deserve it and you're attractive, and there's a beauty and a charm to it, you will be successful, and you will build people that gain an appreciation. You will build a fan club, and people will appreciate that because they see the passion and they see what you're doing, maybe they'd like to do. So they see the possibilities that you're spreading.
That is so cool. And so to kind of wrap up all of what we've talked about, can you tell us where in 2016 and where your modeling career is going to be taking you?
Absolutely. So my goals for 2016 are continuing modeling, but also to move more into filming aspects. So I've been participating in 2 commercials recently, just this year. I did one for NBC for Natural Grocers, and just earlier today we did a non-profit organization, Families to Freedom, a domestic violence video, where I was in the commercial. And you know, perhaps it'll lead possibilities, who knows, with Aina TV or other organizations, other Indian or non-Indian. But I'd really like to take the confidence that I've built through modeling and take it to the next level, be more comfortable speaking, sharing my knowledge, you know, sharing thought leadership, being able to influence others, bringing up topics that really affect people. I've built contacts in the industry, so helping them build their businesses and their brands. I have a marketing background, so I can really engage the business aspect as well as the modeling aspect and the creativity. And you can bring beautiful things, you know, into this arena. So it's really to take it further, but of course continuing modeling, because I do love that expression. If I don't do it once a week, or if I don't do it once every 2 weeks, I'm like, oh, I need to do a shoot just so I can let my creative expression out. But explore what other paths are possible, because there's so many areas around modeling, working with agencies, working with people, starting your own business. I mean, there's a wealth of creativity once you explore and learn and meet people.
Okay.
Things lead to other things. So being open again.
That's awesome. Is there any social media that you are normally found at, your Facebook page?
I would say, yeah. The greatest social media for myself is absolutely Facebook. And I would say the other greatest media for modeling is Instagram. And then, of course, you can do Twitter and Snapchat being the more recent ones. But I really commit more to Facebook and Instagram, since it's a busy schedule and it's really the amount of social media I can handle currently.
That's amazing. And if you look on the link below, you'll find all of the links to Purvi's sites and any of the new upcoming events that are going on here in the DFW area. And we're looking forward to seeing more of you, Purvi. Thank you so much for being on our show. And Aina TV, see you later.
Thanks, everyone. Hope to see you soon again.